What's up, everybody? Earlier today, we got COD next, and we got to see the future of Modern Warfare 3, as well as the changes that had come to Warzone, and also zombies. And zombies way different. Probably not really talk about it, but it's way different, and I'm actually super excited for it because it's actually on the Warzone map. So I figured it's worth mentioning a little. But we're gonna mostly touch on stuff. We're gonna actually touch on multiplayer some because some of the stuff in the multiplayer will affect Warzone as well. And then we're gonna talk about Warzone stuff, and then I have a bunch of notes I took just in case they don't mention some stuff, and I'll bring that up. So Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. We're going to skip stuff about devs and maps. And if you want to check this out, as usual, this will be linked down below. You can go check out the link. Go check it out for yourself. New and returning gameplay features. So big stuff is we're getting map voting. Classic minimap is coming back, and that is something that affects Warzone. So if you have an unsuppressed weapon and you shoot, you will show up on the minimap. In both Cold War and Vanguard did it. In Cold War and Modern Warfare 2022, no classic minimap, just red dots on the compass. Dead Silence is now, it's a form of boots, so now it's a perk essentially instead of a field upgrade. And increased health is now 150 points, increasing the time to kill multiplayer. And watching COD next, it looked really fun. It looked really good. Movement and combat changes. You now can slide cancel and cancel reload animations. Mantling objects will be quicker, and you can do it while sprinting. It won't stop your sprint. You can fire immediately while sliding, including a perk that allows aiming down sights while sliding. That's huge. Increased tactical sprint duration and tactical resprint recharge while sprinting. A slide cancel will now no longer reset tac sprint. Increased base strafe speeds while ADS, so it should feel more like 2019 strafe speeds. I don't know if it'll be anything broken like the FFAR strafe speed, but it'll still be fun. And then we're getting tac stance added into the game. That's new. Toggle in and out of new tac stance at any time. A perfect middle ground between hipfire and ADS. Tac stance balances mobility with accuracy for more aggressive play with supported weaponry, dramatically increasing ADS movement speed while introducing bullet spread. Operators can fire in tac stance while sliding as well now. Tac stance will put you in a canted. You can kind of see it here. Weapons and operators, loadouts, new gear. Now, the vests aren't coming over to Warzone. Don't know if the gloves are, but I think the gloves and the boot will be lootable. Don't know about the vests. They're going to be traditional perks, but the vests, the gloves, and the boots are essentially your perks. As perks are active from the moment the match begins to end, now represented across 4 different categories: vests, gloves, boots, and gear. The items you pick up in these categories supply your operators with various perk-like abilities. They do not modify your operator's appearance in-game, so you can choose the items that offer the best playstyle benefits without affecting your style. Vests equip a variety of vests that offer special abilities in addition to determining which kinds of items are able to be equipped within your loadout. For example, Engineer Vest disables lethal equipment, but provides 2 tactical equipment pieces and an extra gear slot. Gloves adjust your weapon and equipment handling with gloves that increase weapon swap speed, allow you to throw equipment farther, reload while sprinting, and more. Boots further enhance your mobility options with boots that eliminate footstep sounds, increase climbing and mantling speed, and more. The increase in climbing and mantling speed I'm looking forward to, especially if you're able to loot those in Warzone. Gear. The gear slot features a greater variety of items that affect your operator, from EOD padding that reduces non-kill streak explosive and fire damage to the bone conduction headset, which reduces combat noise for improved identification of enemy footsteps and gunshots. Aftermarket parts, which did I cover that in a full video or just a TikTok? I think I covered that in a full video. I'll have that link down below. Pretty sure I covered that in a full video. It's 10:30 at night, and I slept 4 hours last night, so I don't remember anything. But I have notes. But essentially, it's just a gun that can change into new guns. There's one that they tease that turns an LMG into a bullpup configuration, the Renetti pistol into a burst SMG, and then the mini Uzis get stocks that make them akimbo. Equipment, Breacher drone is new, at least in Modern Warfare. I think there's something similar in one of the Black Ops games. But deploy a slow-moving explosive drone that explodes on proximity to an enemy or impact. The Breacher drone can be countered by EOD padding or shot out of its flight path before reaching its destination. So when you throw it out, it'll like fly to a near opponent. Mosquito drone, deploy an explosive drone that circles the area where it's launched, dive bombing onto approaching enemies. Listen for audio visual cues on the receiving end of the kill streak and pinpoint to destroy it. ACS field upgrade, toss the automatic computer strike onto objective points to contribute to your team's score without taking yourself out of the action. That's actually pretty cool. The ACS also hacks enemy equipment, turning a deployable item against its original owner. Comm Scrambler, deny enemy kill streak and field upgrades from being used within the vicinity of Comm Scrambler. It's very effective, is clear on the visible minimap. Enemies can choose to play around with its vicinity or target item directly to get rid of it. In addition, teammates are hidden from enemy UAV pings while in range of a friendly Comm Scrambler. Now, the reason I even point this out is because that's all stuff that could come to Warzone. In fact, I know the Breacher drone there was a Breacher drone challenge for one of the players today to try to get that. I don't think anyone actually got it within that TCL Power Hour. Game modes, Cutthroat, which actually looks fun. It's a 3v3v3, like gunfight essentially, except you choose your loadout. That looked pretty fun, but we're not going to cover these modes because that's strictly multiplayer stuff. Modern Warfare Zombies, if you like zombies, especially if you liked the Outbreak mode in Cold War, definitely check out what Modern Warfare Zombies is bringing. It's on the Warzone map, so that's really interesting. For new and veteran slayers alike, that's all zombie stuff. Enemies both living and dead. It is interesting because there's going to be mercenaries out there, plus zombies, plus other players. Now the stuff that I'm most interested in, I'll probably switch over to the article for Warzone after this. It doesn't have pictures, but it talks more about these points. But we're going to jump over to the map after this. Movement and combat changes. Cancel slide by jumping or crouching again. This does not reset tactical sprint. Operators begin sliding more quickly, slide further, and can shoot in tac stance while sliding. You can also ADS while sliding. The speed penalty for successive slides has also been decreased. Jump higher, faster, and ADS while jumping more quickly. Reduce slowdown when landing from a jump, and reduce sprint out delay after jumping. The reduced slowdown when landing from a jump sounds like bunny hopping, but like Joe Well said, he didn't feel like he could really bunny hop, and hopefully it's back, but I don't think it's going to be. Toggle on tac stance for a hybrid hip firing and ADS, granting faster strafe and movement speeds with a penalty to accuracy. Use the stim. So stims now will give you a movement speed increase like they did in Warzone 1, and they haven't been in Warzone 2, but now stims within Warzone when this comes out in December will. Warzone operators have a base health of 150, allowing players to react and reposition during skirmishes. UI updates. A new chapter of Warzone represents an opportunity for the return of some of the most loved user interface updates that Warzone has had over the years. Classic minimap, which I mentioned. The minimap will show anyone who's not suppressed on map with red dots. And weapon and loot rarity. Now, we haven't had colors where in Warzone 1 we had blue loot, we had green, we had white, we had purple. Now that's coming back. That wasn't in Warzone 2 for some reason, but that's coming back now. Dedicated ammo slots, so now you still have 5 inventory slots, and you can use that for anything you're able to now. Kill streaks, lethals, tacticals, field upgrades, or ammo. But now it's like they're combining the backpack system and the loot system from Warzone 1. Now there's going to be a dedicated slot for each type of ammo, so launcher, shotgun, pistol, AR/LMG, and sniper will all have their own slots, plus you can use the 5 backpack slots to have anything else. Quality of life updates. Gas mask animation is now automatically worn when equipped into your loadout. It can also be manually unequipped and stowed away in the backpack or dropped in moments when battling closing gas. So now you can control it, but it'll automatically be on. Should get rid of the animation completely. Based off what they talked about, it looked like it the little bit I saw it in COD Next today, but definitely exciting. Dedicated pistol sidearm. Now when you jump in the water, you don't need a pistol in your loadout. You'll always pull out a pistol in the water. Got a melee weapon, pull out a pistol. Got an SMG, pull out a pistol. Unless you have a pistol, you will always be pulling out a pistol, so you'll always have something in the water. Updated contracts. Contracts are now easier to find in the world thanks to a new laptop item combined with all new rewards and smaller quality of life improvements in each contract type. Improved circle pacing. The density of Urzikstan warranted a need to revisit the pacing and sizing of the gas circles. So with the upcoming Warzone experience, you can expect a faster paced battle royale to get to action sooner. New features. Modern Warfare 3 equipment. Horizontal zip lines. That was really interesting. Now it's not just zip lines that go up. They have zip lines that go across the buildings, and you can shoot on while you're on the zip lines. Drivable train. They now have this drivable train where if you go into the front cabin, the whatever you call the actual room on the train, there's now something that makes it go forwards, backwards, or stop. And all the way on the caboose of the train, on the last car of the train, there's actually a handbrake that stops it. Even if the front cart has it moving forward, that handbrake can stop it. And then you got to go back there and kill the team that stopped it. Really interesting. Don't know how to go, but it's really interesting. They also have a buy station and a UAV tower on there as well. So it'll be really interesting how that train plays. I like it. The trains have been kind of just loot. Somebody loots it and then it's gone. But now it has some functionality, especially the UAV tower. You can ride it around the map, activate the UAV tower, and you can go find people that way. It'll be an interesting way to rotate around the map and look for kills, especially if you're a high kill player. New Champions Quest, while saving the details for the community to discover on their own. A new Champions Quest is confirmed for Urzikstan as an in-season update, a highly challenging but rewarding task reserved for the most elite squads. So one thing that they did not mention there is now if you kill a team on the Champions Quest contract, you can actually pick up the contract yourself. And I think only one team can do it, but you can pick up the contract yourself and try to complete it. So you don't have to win the 5 games in a row. You just have to kill the nuke team to get it yourself. Then Warzone exclusive perks are coming back. We have Shrouded, which drops a smoke grenade automatically when down. Combat Scout pings an enemy when they're hit with a bullet. Irradiated, it moves faster and takes less damage when in the gas. And Resolute increases movement speed when damaged. I really like the Resolute. The Shrouded's interesting, but if they don't give us thermal sights back, that could be a huge pain. Combat Scout, always miss Combat Scout. I actually really like Combat Scout. It would be better now with us not being able to use zoomed in optics, but the visual recoil looked less, and it looks like we're able to use zoomed in optics for ARs. So a little less useful, but still very useful. And Irradiated is interesting. If you're careful with the gas, you almost never need that, but it is a thing. Then Return of the Big Game Bounty contract, a fan favorite contract from the past returns, where the player with the most eliminations in the match is marked and the reward is an advanced UAV. Love Big Game Bounty from Warzone 1. It's one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. The Gulag is now really interesting. One, the Gulag actually looked like a good, fairly balanced Gulag. I don't like asymmetrical, but it is what it is. The most interesting thing now is that there is no flag for overtime. There's actually an ascender that drops down, and if you can zip up without getting shot off of it, you can win. But you can shoot people off it. You can zip up to win it. Instead of the flag now, you just try to get out, essentially. Gulag public event. Public events may occur within the Gulag, such as a cash grab, more money on the floor, and locked and loaded weapons, where you get a AR and an SMG loadout with full armor and full attachments. It says help the victor by bringing back some much needed items into the match. So you can either get a bunch of money out of the Gulag, win the Gulag, take that money with you, or you can get a fully loaded 5 attachment AR and SMG and full armor that when you win the Gulag, you come back to the match with the AR, the SMG, and full ammo. And then the NVG Gulag, as an in-season update, the Gulag will occasionally go dark, equipping operators with night vision goggles for a fun new twist on the Gulag experience. As long as that's not in ranked, I think it's a fun idea. If it's in pubs, it's fun. Ranked, it's horrible. Call of Duty launch content. There's going to be Battle Royale on Urzikstan and Vondel. There's going to be Resurgence on Vondel and Ashika Island, and Plunder on Urzikstan, which means no more Al Mazrah. Al Mazrah is gone, unfortunately. I wish they would rotate big maps. I actually like Al Mazrah for the most part. There's some flaws, like no big cover, but I really like it. But Urzikstan looks like a far better map so far. And it says, in partnership with our friends at High Moon Studios and Beanox. Now, this is really exciting. We're excited to announce the return of Fortune's Keep and Rebirth Island in 2024. So we are getting both of those back, and there's just no way we don't get Verdansk back. But we're getting both of those back with more details to come next year. Ted Timmons mentioned it'll be Fortune's Keep first and then Rebirth Island. Fortune's Keep early 2024 and mid to late 2024, I think is what he said for Rebirth Island. But either way, super excited to have both back. It was unfortunate that they gave us Fortune's Keep and then just took it away after a couple months and it was never seen again. I'm glad it's coming back. And then Warzone Mobile, there's not really much to touch on other than going to have Verdansk, Rebirth Island. They'll have essentially Modern Warfare 2/3 multiplayer. Interesting. Not going to touch on it too much just because, I am Warzone mainly, but I don't really play mobile games too much. But just touch on stuff. They're going to have 120 player matches. It's going to be real humans. There's going to be Verdansk. It's going to be Rebirth Island. And you can share progression with your main Call of Duty account on your console, your PC, or whatever it is. They're going to have multiplayer. They're also going to have Shipment and Shoot House come out. They're going to have Shoot the Ship right on it. And you'll have all your cosmetics from Warzone, from full Warzone. But that's really it. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to talking about the map a little bit. But if you just wanted to know what's coming to the game, that's the main highlights. And then a couple notes I think I have that weren't on here. Let's see. Oh, they said, and I'll touch on, I should mention this later, but Urzikstan is slightly smaller than Al Mazrah, but it's more dense. So more buildings, more trees. more objects around the map. It's more dense, more cover, more like Verdansk was, smaller than Caldera, smaller than Mazrah, but a lot of buildings and vehicles and objects. That was one thing. Strongholds, black sites, and abandoned caches are coming back, but we kind of expected that. That's another one. I don't think there's too much else that wasn't. It looked like Juggernaut suits were back. It looks like Stone Mountain had a Juggernaut at one point. That was interesting. Didn't mention here that you can loot boots. I think it was gloves, but definitely boots for sure. And there's going to be no Warzone ranked on launch. It'll come in early 2024, apparently. Probably like mid-season, season 1, or like season, yes. And I think that's all the highlights. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to talking about the map a little bit. If you just wanted what's coming to the game, what's changing, what's updating, that's where we stop here. And I do appreciate you for watching. But if you want to know a little bit more of the map, we're going to go ahead and talk about that. I'm going to go jump over to that now. Okay, and so now we're talking about the new map, Urzikstan, the big map as they call it, coming to Call of Duty Warzone. Welcome to Urzikstan. And if you want to read all this, of course, I'm gonna have this linked. But like, let's go ahead and look at the trailer. Okay, now that I'm not doxing myself. I don't have it coming. Doesn't go full screen. Okay, so like we're getting looks here. This is Zerevan City. That high rise makes me miss that downtown building when it's still under construction before it got changed to whatever the tower is. Sorkin Industrial. I really like the look of this map. It really feels like Verdansk-esque. That was a copy of a map. I can't remember the name of it was, but it was a gunfight map in 2019. Pop off power, we're all gonna hope to pop off. They make the same coin jokes like COD next, but I can't help myself. It's a good one. Shaheen Manor, I believe it was pronounced Shaheen, if I remember correctly. I like that it's kind of deserty, but it's pretty foresty. It's pretty urban. I like they keep mentioning it's pretty dense. I'm pretty happy so far what I've seen from it. Lowtown. It looked like a really fun map, much better than Mazrah, even though I really do like Mazrah. Mazrah got a lot of open space. It's just interesting. There's a lot more rooftops accessible here, which are much more of a Verdansk feel. I feel like a lot of the rooftops have big walls on them in Mazrah, and a lot of them are hard to look down off of. Whereas Verdansk, I didn't feel like that was as much the case, although it was kind of the case. I really liked the Verdansk building setups more. That's Countdown or whatever from Modern Warfare, the original one in 2009. Urzikstan cargo will be interesting to play. I remember getting into like battles with people in the cranes and docks and things. Quadra Shopping Center is one of the POIs. That's all the name. It is coming to an end. Definitely check that out for yourself. Definitely worth kind of looking at, pausing, noticing some details. They say positioned in Western Asia on the eastern border of the Black Sea, Urzikstan plays an important role in the Modern Warfare series, bordering the Republic of Adal, the location of Call of Duty Warzone's Mazrah map. So it borders right on Mazrah. Urzikstan has recently come out from under the thumb of dictator Roman Barkov due to a joint operation between the CIA, SAS, and Urzikstan Liberation Force founded by Farah Karim. If you care about the lore, Farah is from Urzikstan, and that was a big thing in the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign. Following the Tobruk prison break. Though no longer occupied by General Barkov, Urzikstan faces new threats in the form of the Allegiance, the ultra-nationalist forces commanded by Viktor Zakhaev, both factions recently bolstered by Barkov's remaining soldiers seeking vengeance after their defeat. As part of an elite multinational force, it's up to you and your fellow operators to determine the next chapter of the beleaguered region. It's a difficult task, but one we know you're up to. And then it just kind of gives some descriptions. I don't think it really gives away too much. I'm going to link this down below if you want to read this for yourself. The video is more worth watching than this is. I'm sure we'll get a better look at images of it come closer to release. I'm sure they didn't want to give away too much. I'm not going to read through all this because I don't like reading through stuff completely. I like trying to point out stuff, like trying to discuss stuff, and there's not really much to point out and discuss here. But I think it's worth reading if you really care. I think the video is more worth watching. But I'll have this blog post linked down below, as well as the one talking about all the changes that I was just reading before this section. But that's kind of it. I wish I had more on the map for you. The video is really more worth watching, and maybe I do a breakdown of stuff. Probably not, but that could happen. But definitely worth checking out for yourself. All this is worth checking out for yourself. I don't know about you. I'm super excited. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And while you're doing that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more for any content on the current iteration of Warzone, plus news on this, and so on and so forth. But I will see you for now on Mazrah, Ashika, Vondel, and before you know it, it'll be Urzikstan, Vondel, Ashika, Fortune's Keep, and Rebirth Island, and I cannot wait for movement. I cannot wait for Fortune's Keep and Rebirth Island. Once again, let me know what you think down in the comments, but I will see you out there. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.